Hey Vike Nation, we're back for another episode of Vikes in Action Coaches Corner. And today we're joined by our head varsity boys basketball coach, Coach Bryan Wyant. Coach, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
It's a great day to be a Viking. You know, we've had some injuries this season, and for those that are watching right now, despite all of that, what are your reflections on the season? How are we doing so far?
It's a growth process, and I think when you have injuries like that, what it provides is opportunities for other guys to step up into leadership roles, step up into maybe different production roles. And I think the best advice I've kind of been told is make sure you're teaching, make sure you're growing. And I think that last year we were in the fighting for a championship phase, and I think this year what we're trying to do is have championship habits every single day and develop leadership and that type of thing. So the show must go on, and I think we've seen some great growth in guys like Brendan Braddix. We've seen some great growth in guys like Daniel Jones, and then even some younger guys like Jordan Johnson and Sebastian Jordan.
Yeah.
We've seen some guys really grow up. So it's just been a great year and a great opportunity to get back to what we're truly supposed to do, which is teaching.
Well, and you go above and beyond, and you exemplify what it means to put in time and hard work. And you actually came up with a little slogan. It's not for everyone, and it's not, being a Vike's not always easy. But if someone wanted to get involved in Princeton basketball, what would you suggest? How would they get involved with the program and learn what it means to be committed to what you're doing?
Yeah, I think with all of the sports here, I think the number one thing is going to be commitment. I think if you want to be, in the water sports, there's a ton of commitment shown there. I think if you want to be in the track program, there's a ton of commitment there, football program, volleyball. So I think the first thing is just commitment, just committing to, whether you want to be a full-time or whether you want to be a seasonal, you just got to commit, and, just give that time that's required. It is going to require time to be a part of the program. And, obviously for the younger kids, it's getting involved in the youth program. For the junior high kids, it's kind of like in that middle stage where we want you to play school ball, but we also want you to do a thing or two in the summer and that type of thing. And then for high school kids, it's really like, if you're not playing another sport, then you got to give a little bit of time in the fall, and you got to give a little bit of time in the spring. So, I think the biggest advice I would give is just, buy into commitment. And if you commit, then, our staff is able to get you to a point where we feel like you'll be able to help the program.
I want to talk just a second about our Little Vikes program, because I so distinctly remember when you were coming with us and you said to me, I'm going to start this youth program, and I'm like, Coach, let's crawl before we walk. And you had this idea that it was just going to explode, and it exploded. Tell us about Little Vikes. Tell us how does a student get involved in Little Vikes that's at one of our elementary buildings right now? And really, what is the foundation for that we're trying to build that program to become varsity basketball players?
Yeah, so we started Little Vikes initially just to get people excited about the game of basketball. We noticed that we had really strong teams at the junior high and the high school level, but there was actually, the first initial void was sixth graders. Sixth graders felt like there wasn't an opportunity be a part of the basketball program. So, it started with sixth grade, and then we ran it down all the way to second grade initially, so that, we could get those elementary schools. And we know that, we do have the rec centers that provide a great opportunity for the kids to play. And what we wanted Little Vikes to be was something a little bit more, in terms of, we want to be able to play the Masons and the Milfords and the Wyomings and those type of schools that we compete against when you get to high school. So, we started that grassroots program that went second grade all the way to sixth grade. And then even this year, we decided to take it to another level and start Baby Vikes, which is basically our pre-K through second grade program. So we have it all the way down. If you want to get involved, It's a fairly simple process. If you follow us at Vike Nation Hoops, we're constantly posting. In the season they're going to play games, but obviously in the spring and in the fall, what we do is we have free clinics where you just come in on a Saturday for 1 hour, and we're just teaching you like the basic fundamentals, trying to generate some energy around the basketball program. But at its core, it's basically like we want you to know what it's like to be a Viking basketball player, and getting a chance to see those kids at the varsity games and having the varsity kids able to come on Saturday mornings before practice or after practice and watch those kids. It kind of just generates this community of support for the youth program and support for the high school program, and then just getting everybody excited about what we're trying to build here.
Well, it is fun to watch them, especially the Baby Vikes. I got to see a part of a Baby Vikes clinic one afternoon on the weekend, and it's just neat to see kids coming out and trying to build the connection that it is Princeton basketball. That is fun to watch. But you're so passionate about the game. What led you into coaching?
So really, it's a really crazy story, but I was playing a game at Mount Vernon Nazarene University where I played college basketball, and I got done playing, and there was a parent, and I think it was in my junior year, and the parent comes over to me like, "Yeah, you had a good game. What are you studying?" And I'm like, "I'm studying sports management." And he was like, "So you're gonna work at Walmart and sell bikes?" And I was like, "No, I want to coach." He's like, "Well, if you want to coach, then you better be a teacher." And from that day, it led me to want to get into coaching. And obviously, when I was there coaching and recruiting at Mount Vernon, I've met a lot of high school coaches, and there's a coach at Olentangy, Coach Nossman, that coached college, and he came back to high school and was like, "Hey, it's a great fit. You know what I mean? You're going to make pretty good money. You're going to be able to teach. You're going to be able to have your summers off." So I think that just running into people and being at the right place at the right time kind of changed the trajectory of what I wanted to do, and just figuring out what I wanted as a career and not necessarily a major. I think that's kind of what led me into high school athletics.
Well, and it's without question, you are the definition of a basketball coach, but more importantly, you're the definition of a teacher for what we do. I'm going to spin it to a little bit of get to know Coach Wyant fun facts. One, you're a pizza aficionado. There's none better than that. But the other day we were walking on the indoor track together, and I shared a little insight that you and Travis Kelce have a little ritual or a little fan favorite. You are a huge fan of Wild Cherry Pepsi. Is the Cherry Pepsi your ritual on the sideline?
It is. I'm not only a big pizza person, but I'm also a big pop person.
Yeah.
And I think it started, in my previous job. One of my assistant coaches' parents, I would always get thirsty during the game, and they would always bring me a cherry Pepsi. So then it became, now I don't even have to think about it. Every game, Mr. Daryl Brockman Sr. will bring me and his son 2 cherry Pepsis, and they get it and they set it right there on the scores table, and I just constantly go to it during the game.
Well, it's huge advertising for Pepsi, I will say that. Last question I have for you, spinning off of Travis Kelce, as we head into the Super Bowl next week, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. They're battle tested. They're champions already. They got the Taylor Swift thing going on, so I think they got a lot of momentum.
And I think she's flying in from Japan for the game.
I think I read that. So Coach Reed's done a great job. He's been in a lot of Super Bowls. Mahomes is Mahomes. So in our era, quarterbacks kind of
they're hard to beat. The Chiefs are going to be hard to beat. It's going to be an exciting week, just like it's an exciting week here as we start to wind down our regular season, moving into the tournaments. Tonight at Hamilton, going to be a great game for the Vikings. We're really looking forward to it. Coach, thanks for joining us on Vikes in Action, Coach's Corner. It's been great getting to spend a few minutes with you. And as always,
go Vikes.